A technocracy is defined as a society that is controlled by bureaucrats, experts, scientists, engineers, technocrats. And the ability of that situation to happen is through smart technology and AI. The idea is that everything will be connected to AI. This is what the Internet of Things is all about. And if you listen to the crazies in Silicon Valley, they're telling you that in the period around 2030, a year that keeps coming up from all directions, we will have a situation where the human brain will start to be connected to AI. And thus, whoever controls AI will be connecting and driving the perceptions of humanity. And that can be done from a central point through this smart grid, global smart grid. There are two major techniques that are being used to bring about that situation. One, I've called since the 1990s problem, reaction, solution, where you covertly create a problem, you use the unquestioning, pathetic mainstream media to tell the public the version of the problem you want them to believe. And you're looking at stage two, the reaction, for fear, that's the currency of control, outrage, whatever the problem is, and either a demand from the public that something must be done, or at least an acceptance from the public that things need to change because of the problem. And at that point, those who created the problem got that reaction openly in changes in society, offer the solutions to the problems they have themselves covertly created. And those changes, step by step, take us further and further to that Hunger Games society. There's another version, which I call no problem reaction solution, where you don't need a real problem, you just need the perception of one, and you still have the ability to provide your society-changing solution. The stablemate of problem reaction solution is what I call the totalitarian tiptoe, where you start at A and you know you're going to Z, but you know if you go in too big a leap, people will look up from the game show and the latest Simon Cowell and say, what's going on, because the change is so great. So you do it in as big a steps as you can towards your outcome, but not so fast or big that you alert too many people to the fact that it's a pattern. What you want people to believe is everything is random. But when you know where we're being taken, you know the outcome, this Hunger Games structure society, now the apparently random events become clear stepping stones to that outcome. Now, one of the things I've been pointing out as a problem reaction solution that was coming to transform human society, but what I've been saying for the best part of 30 years is they are planning an enormous economic crash. And I've been saying it even more since 2008, because 2008 seemed to be a nightmare. And the outcome and the consequences of what they're doing is to dismantle the world economic system that is destroying small business, family business, even medium-sized business, some even relatively big businesses too. It's destroying them. The big legacy of what is happening now will not be to do with health long term, it will be economic. What happens to those people whose businesses collapse? What happens to all those people who were working for those businesses? For bars, for hotels, for all these businesses that have been targeted, don't go there, shut down. What happens to them? They fall into the bottom of the Hunger Games society. And what we're seeing now, every day, is this Hunger Games society coming closer and closer and closer because of what's being done in the name of protecting the people. And when this runs on, they're going to be justifying a cashless society, and they're going to be saying, we can't have this again. We can't have this happen again. So you're going to have more technological testing of people for whether they have a temperature and all this stuff, and the whole surveillance is going to move on.
This is about how the media and some of the intelligence community have been together for over 60 years. You will understand who controls the media, who controls Hollywood.
When there's a few of you, and compared with the global population, they are very few, you can't control people physically. You can do it in a certain area through troops and the army, and what they want to do is do it absolutely through connecting AI to the human brain. But for the moment, they can't. How you have to do it is you have to program people's perceptions, because from perceptions comes behavior. It's a real simple thing. Your perceptions become your behavior. And you go one step back, where do your perceptions come from? They come from information received. So if you control the information, the constant narrative, and most people just believe it because that's all they hear. Repetition is the wonderful, magnificent form of mind control. You control the information, you overwhelmingly control perception among those that don't question. And from perception, you control behavior.
Even the Air Force Office of Special Investigations officer, Richard Doty, admitted that he would bring bags of cash to major media to get their cooperation.
So every news agency, every television, radio station in the Albuquerque or Santa Fe area had our snitches in there. So we knew, and we paid them. We paid them good money.
Do you know of national media that have had
Oh, yes, yeah.
We are creating our life experiences with our consciousness. And then the question is, where are you getting your consciousness from? What information are you putting in there? Because that information will be translated directly into your biology. We're sure as heck not given, hey, things are okay. We're being told we're all gonna die. Put that picture in your mind and let me know what kind of chemistry is coming out of your brain. Well, I can tell you, stress hormones and cytokines. And this is where the problem is coming from.
I'm going to share something with you right now, and I want everybody to go and watch this, okay? It's called outofshadows.org.
Only on Be Positive.
Go there and watch that movie. It's about an hour-and-a-half long movie, Out of Shadows, and you will understand who controls the media, who controls Hollywood. They explain some other things at the end, but this is about how the media and how some of the intelligence community have been together for over 60 years. Watch the documentary, and then you tell me what's going on.
What are the things that are in our control? What we watch when we get home, what we listen to when we're in our car. I think that those are the powerful things, and ultimately our behavior is what's going to define our success.